Hey everyone, Susan Edwards here from Busy with the Cricky Productions. Are you ready for our 3D Crafters workshop? Tonight we're going to be using two products. We're going to be using the Celebration nested dies, which are part of the Celebration Tidings bundle. Really fun bundle that, I've been using all fall. I make it sound like fall's been going forever, but I've been, making projects for fall since August. But I love this because it has Always Grateful, Happy Haunting, Just for You, Merry Christmas, this adorable spider, great spider web, just, cute stuff. But I really love these label dies. Now, I have done some pre-cutting, and what I cut was in the with the larger die, right here, I cut a Whisper White heavy cardstock piece, and then with the second die, I took some of this fun, what is this, flocked? It's like a flocked vellum that we have that goes with our poinsettia petal set. This is a designer series paper that's available in the catalog. So I used the two largest dies. Now what I'm going to do on this is I'm going to get out my cutter, and I'm going to do a little scoring since I've already cut these. Okay, and I'd like for this bottom part to be about 1 inch wide. So I'm going to go over so that, can you see this on there? I'm not sure you can. So that the little arrow is off by about 1/2 inch. And then I'm going to take this out to the 1 inch mark, which should be right there, 1/4, 1/2, 3, yep, and do it again and score right there. So what I will have when I fold this up will be like, this cute little pocket. Now, I want this to embellish. So, see how those look nice there? It gets a little cumbersome. I've made these both ways, where you try to wrap it. But I think the easiest thing to do is to go ahead, go up to 2 1/4 inches, and just cut that. And then the same thing on the other side. Take this out to 2 1/4 inches and just cut that off. And so we can get rid of those. And I think I have already scored my other pieces, so I can get rid of this. The other thing I cut was 2 little pieces that are 1 inch by 2 1/2 inches. And I scored it 3/4 of an inch, and then I scored again at 1 3/4 inch. And I'm going to just fold those like this, and those are going to become the edges of the box, so that if I put something loose in there, it's going to stay in. But before we jump ahead to that, I'm going to get out my favorite glue here, and I'm going to go ahead and glue this on. I'm trying to hide the glue on the edges or behind the flocking. Okay, so where I did this, I want to place this on that score line, which you may not be able to see, but trust me, that score line's there. And push that down a little. And then we're going to turn it over and do the same thing to the back side, or the front side, depending on, which one ends up being which. I love that these dies, sorry, I keep working close to me and not letting you see. I love that these dies have the stitched edge. I just think that's so pretty. Okay, I'm doing the same thing, putting the bottom edge of this right at the score line, and then matching up the notches in the center. And while I have that sitting aside, I'll explain to you I want this to dry just a little bit before we move on. So I'm going to be able to keep it flat. So I'll get back to these in a moment. I cut our poinsettia petals. Now, what I love about these poinsettia petals, so many things. All right, I love that you can stamp them and they come out gorgeous. Or you can do what I did. And I'm going to hold this up and hope that you can see the impressions in that. They were embossed while they were being cut, because we have these center pieces that work with the dies. So you can cut just the outside edge, or you can do what I did and cut and emboss at the same time. I do happen to have, these are smaller, but this is where I stamped our poinsettias. I did them in Versamark ink, and then I used some gold embossing powder, and then I just touched them up with some markers. So these are just stamped and then cut. The difference is, of course, these you do not need to stamp because they're already embossed and they just look so pretty. So, again, this is the second bundle I used to do this. Again, love these. They're so pretty. All right, I want these to have a little layer effect to them. So what I'm going to use are some dimensionals, some stamping dimensionals between the layers. I have made this treat box a couple of different ways. This is just the newest way, and I will admit it was inspired by Rhonda Wade, another demonstrator. Okay, so we're going to go back to this, which has been sitting. I'm going to get my bone folder and make sure those edges come up. All right, now we're going to take my little fun pieces here. I'm going to add glue. You can add our Stamp and Seal runner. You can use, really whatever you want. I just am addicted to this glue. I know that's bad, but there you go. All right. So see how I'm putting those edges in there? The other thing I need for you to realize is if you need your edges, if you're doing something that's a little bit bigger, say you're going to put one of those really nice candy bars in here, just cut these sides a little longer and you can bring it out further. It'll come out to whatever you need it to be. I just like this size. Okay, so we're going to add this in to this side, and I'm going to give that a little squeeze. Then I'm going to just lay it there on its back while I turn around here and find my hole punch. So I want to be able to close this at the top. So I'm taking just the very small hole punch, and right there at the top of the flocked little V, I punch some holes. Yay, they almost line up. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I'm missing a piece. Oh no. All right, so what I'm going to do now is take this really pretty poinsettia. I'm going to put some, I could do this with glue dots. I could do this with, Stamp and Seal, whatever. But instead, I'm just going to do it with my favorite glue. Now, I'm going to put this aside, and I'm going to grab one that I've already made to this point. Oh, I fibbed. I didn't show you one other thing. What I was going to do next, we have these gorgeous beaded pearl centers. So you take your glue dots and your beaded pearl, you put a glue dot on that, and you put the glue dots right in the middle of that. Does that not just really dress that up nicely? Okay, back when I was cutting the pieces, you could do this with a die, you could do this with anything, but I grabbed this punch and cut a little to from, and I stuck it right on. I lined it up so that I could stick it right on here and tie this closed. This is so pretty. I'm not sure what I want to close it with. I think this red's just going to be too casual for this because I think this is so pretty. So I might just use my gold cord. And really I need silver cord because the edge of this is silver. But, you know, I'm going to go with what I have here. I'm going to be in a craft show in Aiken the first weekend in December. So I am making all of these fun little treat boxes for that. But also, I thought I could share them with you because, you know, you can make your own little stocking stuffers or whatever. Or gifts for your coworkers. And just so many things you can do. All right, let me trim those. All right, and there's our little box. Has the little to from stamped on it already. And is that not really cute? And all I have to do to this one now is stamp my punch tag, which is on my desk someplace, and tie it closed. I want to show you another version of this I made. And let me see, I actually have made two of these. Okay. This is a very, very, very casual version. And I used our tree dies and some snow and our red cord. And then this one also is just a real casual fun. And this one I used the same trees and stamped them. Used the Season's Greetings from this set. Some plaid paper. Some, I think this is crumb cake. And then inside this, I will show you one of the things that fits great in this box is I have some organic peanut butter cups. And they will slide perfectly in there. And because they come in white packaging, it's going to kind of blend here and look really nice. But again, you can find whatever it is you want to use that fits. So I'm going to go back and review one more time for you. If you didn't even want to get the dies to do this, the stamps to do this, you wouldn't have to. You could get away with getting just the celebration dies, though these are really cute stamps that go with that bundle. So it's the celebration dies and the poinsettia petals. And again, I just used the dies for this, but I will tell you that it's probably about 50-50 on using the dies and using the stamps and dies. This also has, because you know how I am about my fonts, this has really pretty font stamps in it as well. It also has some really nice berries and then the berry fillers, greeneries. This is a really nice set also. So those are the two sets I used to make tonight's 3D Crafters Workshop little container. I love this container. I think it's so pretty. I could see marketing this to my chocoholic moms. Hope you have a good night. If you have any questions, just type them up for me and I'll answer them as soon as I see them. And I will be back, if not sooner, I'll be back by next week and we'll talk again about the class to go for the month. Have a good evening. Bye.